After we master word choice and are effective at controlling the connotative and denotative meaning of words, we need to put words together into larger structural units called sentences. So I think it's important to start by understanding what a sentence is. And I often ask my students, do you know what a sentence is? And inevitably they don't, which is a little bit upsetting, but a sentence is a structure of logical relationships. It's a way of putting at least two words into relationship with one another. English is a very specific and special kind of language that has one major structural component. And I can't speculate, I don't know enough about other languages. Romance languages are like English, so Italian, French, Spanish are like English, but I can't say about other languages. In English, there is one main structural relationship that every sentence must have. And English is sometimes called an SV language because that main structural relationship is subject and verb. So there's a structural relationship between a subject and a verb. That's what makes a sentence in the English language. The other components of the sentence all are structurally related to that main component. So there might be a prepositional phrase which comes at the end, there might be an adverb, etc. Those parts are related to the main structural relationship between subject and verb. So there are two very simple and very important things students can do to instantly improve their writing. And both of them have to do with managing sentence structure by attending to that main structural relationship between subject and verb. The first thing I tell my students is if they're not getting very good grades on their papers or if they're struggling with writing, I tell them, put the verb as close to the beginning of the sentence as possible. Why would I do this, or why say this? Because the verb is the engine of the structure of the sentence. It's the action taken by the subject. So if you want to talk more specifically about the main structural relationship in the English language, there's always a subject doing the verb, doing the action of the verb. And English is a very action-oriented language. So that main relationship is about subject and action. If that subject and that action are unclear or imprecise, or the reader can't tell what the main action is of the verb, then the writing will be bad. It will be unclear. So if we take the main verb and put it as close to the beginning of the sentence as possible, we're making sure we're controlling the main structural relationship of an English sentence. The second best piece of advice I give my students about writing is make sure the verb is as precise and specific as possible. Make sure the main verb is as precise and specific as possible. We do an exercise in class in which the students are banned from using the two verbs to be and to have. To be and to have are what I consider abstract verbs. It's relatively unclear what a state of being looks like. To run, or to throw, or to swim, or to slam, those are more concrete verbs. The higher the level of concreteness of the verb, the clearer the main structural relationship of the sentence will be. And if you possess that clarity, your writing will have greater strength and greater authority and greater precision. So you want highly precise, concrete verbs as close to the beginning of the sentence as possible. And that will improve your writing dramatically. It will improve your writing because you'll be in control of the main structural relationship of an English sentence. If I give you a piece of writing, or if I give a student a piece of writing and I ask them to point out the main verb and they can't find it, that's a bad sentence. It's a bad sentence because it will be unclear and imprecise. If the student can point out the main verb and it's to be or to have, it's potentially an unclear sentence because the main structural relationship might lack specificity, concreteness, clarity, and precision. So look for the main verb, put it as close to the beginning of the sentence as possible, and make that main verb as concrete or as specific as you can.